Hey everyone, this is Cece from Reigniting Women for Christ, and I'm here in my kitchen area, and I'm going to attempt today to begin the process of establishing a home urban garden, believe it or not. Now, I do not have a green thumb. I do not have fertilizer. Currently, I do not have a large pot or bin or 4x4, all the professional things a gardener would use, but the goal is to start. Now, a few weeks ago, 5-6 weeks ago, into this whole quarantine directive from the governors, it was a great way of coming together and saying, spend time with the family, communing, saturating your mind with the Word of God. And one of the things I also stated and recommendation was to find something, a gift that Yah has granted you, to go ahead and do it, because you may have extra time. And for those of you who are not essential workers and either you're teaching from home or you're home with the kids not working, or even you who may have alternate work schedules and telecommuting, this is an excellent way to begin a process. So it is writing, music, creative thinking, computer engineering, writing programs, gardening, anything. I would say try an alternate side of what you enjoy doing. So typically I enjoy researching, like, you know, I attend Drexel University, go Dragons, and go Dragons. So I enjoy research. At work, I'm in healthcare, working with numbers, I'm writing, etc. So I decided I want to tap the other side of my brain, try something that I was never good at, primarily because I never tried it, and that's because I didn't want to get my hands dirty. But as you grow older, you become more wise in everything that you do, so I've decided this is the best time as any to learn how to feed myself, to be self-sufficient, use Mother Earth to tap into the resources that we need just in case of worst case scenario. There's a shutdown all over and I need to really survive out of my backyard, which is not that big. And best case scenario, just because I could go in my patio and pick my tomato, pick my peppers, pick my thyme, pick my mint, cucumber, potato, kale, whatever. So most people indicate that indeed you can do it, so that's what I'm going to try to do today. And I'm going to go so much to the fundamentals that I want to show you if I can do it, you can do it too. And I want you to tap into the same thing, whether it's gardening or something else. Hit me up on YouTube or on Instagram, Reigniting Women for Christ, and show me what you are doing to spend your time in addition to spending time with your family and reading the Word. Because this way we know we are preparing, and as women, that's what we do. We get our families together and prepare. And part of that is also preparing for your garden setup. I'm not sure whether the Home Depots or the Lowe's are available open, so there are no seeds or any plants or buds I can pick up. And what we know is open is the supermarkets, grocery stores, produce section still, though there might be lines. And some of the things I am eating every day still is avocado. So my goal is to show you how to begin this baby going, this process. It may take the longest, but if you don't start, you'll never finish, correct? This garlic bulb, start from down here, right? We're going to get these bulbs going. We're going to try a carrot, see if we could get some babies going down here. So we're going to try to plant these. Ginger, definitely using it again. These are all the things that I'm using right now. Ginger. Celery. So I'm going to use the celery from here, use here, to start planting and creating starting to create a second generation. This may take 7 days, I'm sorry, 7 days to 10 days. And when we start getting shoots from what the instructions, and I'm not recommending any one YouTube gardener because I've looked at all 50 of them, and there's a lot more. But what I did do was recommend and look into the very brief YouTube videos, how to garden in a very practical way. If you have a small home, a condo, an apartment, you don't have acres, or very small backyard with very small soil space, what you can use. Ultimately, the goal is to get a 5-pound container that I believe is BHP, that's the word, that's approved for my potatoes. The 4x4 cans, boxes to plant mints and certain things. And then another 4x4 for other areas. But again, the start is to see if we can get the root growing. Once we have a root or a bud, that's what we can put in soil. So I don't have a fertilizer. I don't have cow manure. I don't have any organic anything. Or so right now, what I did was created a list. And this is how basic it is. I created this list. You can't see it. So my wish list, I have potatoes, sweet and Irish red skin potatoes, avocado I showed you, kale, collard greens, carrots, onions, garlic, celery, peppers, mint, thyme, basil, cilantro, vertical cucumbers to begin with. So I know eventually I'm going to need fertilizer. I have a small space out there, but the kids play out there, so I may have to just box it in an area where they're not playing. I'm going to need dry compost, by understanding that you could create yours from all the trash. I may try to do that, but I'm not there yet. But I know it's fertilizer, compost, and maybe cow manure. They recommend also using banana water to help with the fertilizer. I may try to use that. So none of these things on this side I have. So that's how, I just want to show you how basic and rudimentary this is in terms of what I'm going to try to do with my, in my kitchen right now. So what I'm going to do is turn the front over and show you what I'm going to use. So you see this? That says ivory, correct? That's going to be one of my containers that I'm going to use to start one of the process. Another one, this is a water bottle. If you don't recognize it, it's Pure Life. I'm going to use that. This cup here could be an option, another option for getting that stem growing, another option. And then alternately, this big baby here, if it's a larger potato of some sort, maybe it could fit in here. This is an option. So I have about 3 or 4 containers that readily I can use. And what I'm going to try to show you is how to prepare those containers and get a process going based on what I already have here. So the main thing is to decide on what you want to start with. I have it laid out here. So I showed you avocado, garlic, carrot, ginger, and celery. I would use an onion, but my sister said she started the onions already. I told her what I was going to do was to begin the process indoors. So here's a water bottle, if you don't recognize it. Just before the feed started, I cut it, the top of it, to make the space where I'm going to have the onion, in this case, sit. Okay, so what I did was just take a knife and try to create a circle. I don't have the straightest hands, so I try to create a circle. It has a little bit of the cut here. So the goal is to let the onions sit in water, right? So, and I'm going to show you a little trick how to keep the onion going. But because I didn't cut this totally straight, I want to create a smoother surface. So what I have here is an iron, and what I'm going to try to do, the heat from the iron melts plastic, correct? So what I'm doing is melting the plastic to make it easier rather than cutting. You see that? So this makes it a lot smoother. It's not as hot. And the goal, and I'll show you exactly how, is to peel off. This is the garlic. I'm just going to show you one at a time. This is where we're trying to target, and once we bring light in this area, it's expected to kind of rejuvenate. So let's peel the shell area. And get to, so it's really stripping the layers of the onion. You see that? And you're stripping it in a way as if you're preparing to eat it, right? Red or raw. A lot of us is using it as medicinal for the COVID-19, which is a great trick. I know for me, it is so potent. If I was to have a whole garlic, I feel like I want to throw up. So normally I do is juice it. So that's better if it's coated. So here it is. So literally I ripped off the coating from the garlic. This is considered the root. And for my very first example is to fill the bottle with water and literally let it sit. This is going to be on my windowsill, and we'll check on it every 3 days, maybe put fresh water, and every day you check on it, it should begin to provide roots, but it should be really rooted in the water. I think this should do it. So the circumference is big enough to hold it, but what we can also do, this is a trick, this is toothpicks, as a balance, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to create kind of like a hanger or leverage in the onion, so it sits, it goes as deep as possible. And we know the root is penetrated in the bottle. See that? And I'm investing in one onion, and the rate of return in one onion would be absolutely magnificent, I would say. Similarly, I eat a lot of avocado. This may take a longer time, but what I'm going to do is take this avocado and show you how I'm going to begin the process, because it takes a while for me to get stuff going. And I guess just like you, if I don't want to do something, I could find a million reasons why I shouldn't. But I'll be having this tonight when I eat, so I'm going to put it in my little container. And really what I want is the seed. So what I'm going to do is, after I wipe that away, I'm going to put this in my refrigerator to make sure it's in there. And similarly to what I did with the garlic, this is a regular drinking cup, or I have another container I can use. Right? Again, I just cut it. It's plastic. And to make it smoother, I'm going to take my iron. Of course, you wipe it off after. I want to see if I can melt the plastic, and then I get this part of it. So here we go.
Oh, you got something?
And just see here.
Oh, you went to get it? You went to get it?
No, I'm showing them how to. That's my sister. I'm showing them how to homegrown, get the roots from the garlic and from the avocado. My friends on YouTube. That's my sister. Say hi. Yeah, that's what she gets for coming in.
Yeah. Some more here.
And I'm using this. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm using this to make the plastic more malleable, and then I fill it with water. Once I fill it with water, the trick here is to use the seed of the avocado. So you can see right here, it's full. Okay, we don't have to buy any fancy containers to get the root, because once I get the roots out, then this is to actually go and plant it. Now, yeah, the avocado is going to take longer, but
so
just in case we have 10 more years, then we have. So what we're going to do to make it balanced, we're going to use a toothpick and just be creative. That's going to give it a support, like the four corners. You know, you can engage your kids. Let your kids be part of this process. You know, because it's really fun. It's really the sciences. You can't go wrong. All the teachers that are teaching from home, you allow your kids to experiment something like this. It will be fun, certainly non-traditional, and they could do something as simple as this, like a show and tell, as a class project. And it doesn't just have to be sciences. So my goal is to get, this is the bottom of the avocado, and it's immersed in water. This is what it looks like. Voila. This is going to stay here until I start seeing roots. And you continue doing the project until I have a carrot. This is here.
Oh, you did different one. What's the first one?
The first one is garlic.
Oh, okay.
And then you said you were going to do onion. Then we have the avocado. I'm going to do the same thing. Again, recyclable water, recyclable bottle, so you don't have to go and get anything. It's really about showing how to save money and using what you have already inside. If you're buying these produce, that means you're using it. Why would you buy something that because you saw on television? If it's in a refrigerator, there's a good chance that you're using it. So what I would recommend, again, this is carrots. You want to get the stalk from down here. They recommend that you cut it down. This I'm going to eat. And I'm going to use my stick as well so we can get the shoots. Again, toothpicks to help give the support. You really want to get the base down here submerged in water. So depending on the nature of what you like to get done, this is what we're looking to do. And then this is a fourth piece. And like everything is balanced, don't use 2. I suggest if you're going to submerge it, use 4. You want to make it submerged in water. And with a carrot, it's very easy because it's already slim. I didn't have to cut this bottle. And I'm going to use it here. So that's my third one. Now I also have ginger. I did my carrots, and I have celery. So the goal for my celery is, again, I use a lot of celery. I juice my celery is to get this baby down here. So normally I cut it off before I juice. This time I'm not going to cut it off. This time I'm going to go like this. flush it out. It's gonna go back in the soil anyway, right? This is the base we want. Because this is a regular cup, the base here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill it. And again, I'm gonna have it not just self-immersed, I'm gonna put the toothpick so it will help propel it up. Again, this is gonna give it support. So, no, I'm not that creative, folks. This is about each one, teach one. I saw this on YouTube and it really worked and it made sense, so I can't take credit for it. You give credit where credit is due. I don't remember the name of the person that did a show and tell on this, but this is it right here. So here you have on my windowsill, I have celery, I have garlic, I have avocado, and I have carrots. The goal is to check on this once in a while just to see how much of the roots is going to be sprung up, and then we take it from there, so to speak. And with the celery, because this is lower, I may have to check it a little bit or switch it out at some point in time. Similarly, I'm going to do the same thing with ginger. You're looking for the root. This is the part I broke off. So I'm going to look for a container where I can submerge the root for my ginger. And I will have 5 areas to begin. Once the roots start coming out, that's when I have to put it in the sand, the fertilizer. Put it in the fertilizer. I said sand. That's how you know I'm not a beginner. That's how you know I'm not an expert, and I am a beginner. But right here for the garlic is where we're going to use as well. So if I get these 5 vegetables to be able to spur its root and put out more, then I can use this to then put in my fertilizer, manure, etc. That means I have to get my boxes. And I think the containers itself, if you don't have the ground to lay on, you can recommend using the containers to do so. So I'm going to continue with my demonstration, doing my garlic, showing you how I cut this. Hopefully this one I'm able to cut. It's a little bit more challenging. I need a sharper knife, so I'm going to have to look for another bottle to put in my, I keep calling this garlic, this is ginger. So I'm going to go, that's how fatigued I am. I'm going to use it for my ginger, so I'll have 5 of these. Every week we're going to touch bases and show you what's going on at the stem. And hopefully by 7 to 10 days I can get fertilizer and containers to put this in, because by that time they should be ready to do so. Okay, so these are the step 101 in preparing your home garden for the pepperlet or just for healthy eating and inexpensive healthy eating. All of these have been organic, so putting them in my local home garden guarantee me organic. And here's a carrot I'm going to eat right now. So that's it for now. See you at the garden. Have some fun. Bye-bye.